a bit windy. Everyone's here on time. I'm ready to strip off and swim.
So yeah, we're on it, ready to go. Just need to get some breakfast down, get suited up and get going.
I got into the open water swimming maybe about 6 years ago, something like that. And it's like all of these things that I do, it escalates. Challenge is to set a world record for swimming all of the lakes in the Lake District.
There are 16 lakes in total, although only 13 are open to swimmers. The shortest lake is around 600 metres, and the longest lake is over 16 kilometres.
We're using human power to travel in between, and it's going to take us 5 days. Current world record stands at 3 years. I'm confident. Don't know why, I probably shouldn't be confident. There's absolutely no reason why we should do it in 5 days. It's nuts. Initially, it was just going to be me doing the challenge. Danny was a relatively late addition. I got chatting to Danny about it and he said, "Oh, wow, yeah, no, that sounds like really good fun. Would you mind if I came along too?" So I said, "Yeah, Danny, that's a great idea, yeah." And then as the months went on, it became apparent that Danny was actually serious about this.
Welcome to Forever, man. Let's go.
Danny is one of the most impressive sportsmen I have ever come across, I would say. So Danny started off doing academy level football for one of the major football clubs. Then he did a lot of track and field, uni rowing, GB canoeing. Then he's done Arctic rowing.
Yeah, he's a very accomplished runner. He's a very accomplished swimmer. He's a very accomplished rower. He's a triathlete. I mean, he gets on my nerves, to be honest with you, because he's quite skilled when it comes to most endurance sports.
Very straight, very honest, incredibly helpful, supportive, but also the one with the most common sense.
And he's one of the smartest guys I've met.
He's got 3 degrees from Cambridge, is all we talk about.
He's someone who takes this sort of thing very seriously and is very good at it. And my worry is that he will be considerably better than me.
Tom, I had therapy after I met Tom.
Tom's a really, really unusual character. We used the word weird at university, but he's definitely unusual.
Tom is, in the nicest way, a demanding friend.
The sleepiest, poshest man I know.
Courageously bonkers. Maybe fits courageously bonkers.
He used to come down here and not talk to anyone for years, actually.
Tom's approach to training is somewhat unconventional. Normally he takes his drinking as seriously as his training.
I don't think Tom does prepare, does he? That's news to me.
Does Tom ever train?
Yeah. Doesn't want you to know he trains, but he trains. He trains really hard. You'd like you to think he's never been swimming.
I know he's avidly against wetsuits, and I don't know why. As a keen sporter of wetsuits myself.
He almost self-defines as someone who swims without a wetsuit, which is kind of sweet.
Why don't you wear a wetsuit, you idiot?
It's cheating, really. Cheating. Yeah, a little bit. Quite a lot. Yeah. Is Danny wearing a wetsuit? Oh, sorry.
Offered to arrange a backup wetsuit for him, just for the instance where maybe after 3 days and the tiredness kicks in, he starts to get a bit cold, which doesn't seem too unlikely.
Day one was an interesting one because day one we had Ullswater, which is the main
big lake, and then we had a series of quite short, quite sheltered lakes.
You know, had we started with a 1k lake, a 2k lake, I'd have been daunted perhaps by those bigger lakes that were lurking later on, but doing the second largest lake straight away, seeing that, hey, I can do this, it's fine, made me feel like, right, we're getting stuck in now, we can make this happen.
How was the rain?
Great. Barely noticed it. That lake started pretty bad. I was really lightheaded before I got in. I've not really eaten this morning, but then I think I digested a bit of the food halfway down and finished strongly. So
Great.
Looking forward to the next one.
So you're wearing a BA, so I
Yeah.
Yeah. So this last bit can stay here.
Do you know where we're putting this in?
Yeah. Haven't got a clue. We
No,
do.
I do really.
It's almost a kilometre.
It's a bit of a walk.
It's a track.
I've got about 20, 25 people, I'd say, in the support team. We have the kayak support crew who are there to feed us on the water, look after us on the water, make sure that we're not getting into any difficulties, make sure that we're not in danger from boats or that we're getting too cold. Off the water, we have the bike support crew. They're there with the bikes and with the food. So as soon as we get out of the water, get dry, they're there ready to help us get onto the next section of the route. Then we have some general support people who are driving around, sorting out the accommodation, picking up more people from train stations and the like.
The analogy of the swan, on the surface it looks graceful, but everyone's kicking like crazy underneath the surface to make things happen.
They work longer hours than us. 4 hours every day.
Everyone, if we can listen in, I'll keep this as quickly as possible. So, everyone good? So, just to run through, really, really well done today. Today was hard and long, so yes, well done.
Today, just from a swimmer's point of view, from me and Tom, thanks so much for all your help. There was an extra lake thrown in there for some people doing extra unexpected kayaking, and weather was absolutely shit. Absolutely heavens opened on Crummock Water. So yeah, thanks so much for all your help. We wouldn't be anywhere near this point without that. So cheers.
Like even simple decisions becomes quite hard when you've had multiple days of minimal sleep and just quite a lot of stress. Stop.
Thank you very much.
Is he still talking? I can't believe he's still talking.
We have a long day tomorrow, so we're going to leave a bit earlier. We have Westwater and Coniston to do, which is about, in total, it's something like 13 kilometres of swimming, which isn't very much, but it's over 2 lakes, so they're both quite chunky. And then a lot of cycling, 100, I think it's 120, 110 kilometres of cycling. Anyway, let's go to bed. Good night. See you tomorrow.
So it's the morning of day 3, and set off this morning at 5:30 to cycle to Westwater, and broke the chain off my bike. Chris, absolute hero, one of our mates, is taking the bike to a bike shop to try and get it fixed.
Cycles. Hi. So I'm just sat outside Haven Cycles. Are you open at 7:30?
I usually arrive in this early when I've got something booked.
Okay.
Normally it's 8 o'clock.
Normally when someone's calling you up in the morning.
Yeah.
So you go after.
The jacket as well? Yeah.
I expect Danny's 20 minutes behind. Not that far.
just felt like it was going on a bit. Last half hour or so, I was ready to get out. But another one ticked off.
Yes.
2 more to go.
That's it, son.
Yeah.
Coniston, Windermere. Both quite big. Both bigger than that. Hopefully both warmer than that.
What's it called?
We are.
Real video?
Luston Music.
Is this the video one or is this the camera one?
This is video. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 7, 8.
What does that mean?
That means it's filming.
Oh, hello!
Welcome to karaoke.
Responsibility to me is a tragedy. I'll get a job some other time. I want to join the band and play in front of crazy fans. Yes, I call that temptation. Give me your melody, that's all that I ever need. The music is my salvation.
It shouldn't be anything nasty now, it's just
How do you feel for tomorrow? Excited to get it done, slightly apprehensive, but it is what it is. 7 hours, I reckon. 7 hours. I'm so cold. Why am I cold? I shouldn't be cold. How are we?
Pretty bad. I was sick all night. Cold. Still cold. It's coming in hot.
So if I was becoming too cold, and the support crew said, "No, you're clearly not in a good place here. You should stop." There's a danger that the ego gets the better of you. You know, if you're on day 4, you've got one of the longest lakes to do. You've got to be really aware of how the body's feeling, and that's why our support team's so helpful.
Here we go. One more.
One more lake.
One more lake.
More lake. What?
One more lake.
One more lake.
In September last year, I did my first ever open water swim. It started here. It was a 3K. They kind of went up the river and back again. And there were some people swimming the whole length that day. I remember thinking, what absolute nutters.
And then it all started taking a bit of a turn for the worse for me. All of a sudden I just felt really shivery and really cold.
He was vomiting in the night, he was shivering through the night. I mean, that's not good preparation for a 16+ K swim down the length of Windermere.
I was very aware that he was going to struggle. I didn't think he wouldn't make it, because he's done it before. And I hold him in very high regard as an open water swimmer. I've been trying to close the gap all year, as much as possible between me and him. He's very, very good open water swimmer.
It was little things that always happen, but tend to be quite gradual. So, you know, I'd lose feeling in my forefingers and my thumbs, and then my little finger would start sticking out, and I wouldn't be able to bring that back in because it would be too cold.
And I thought, oh, maybe I could convince him as I was driving the rib down to meet Poppy and Jess in the kayak with him. I thought, oh, maybe I could convince him. I saw him, I thought, no, he's out.
My teeth would start chattering as I was swimming along, and I felt myself, my stroke shortening up, and just my hands feeling really heavy. And you start trying to kick to
to get a bit of energy and get a bit of blood flowing around, and you're fighting a losing battle. I must have got to, I don't know, just shy of an hour, 50 minutes, 55 minutes, something like that. And I just put my head up and I went over to the kayak boat and I said, I'm feeling really cold. And they said, oh, do you want a hot drink? And I was like, yeah. And then I think I repeated it. I said, I really am feeling very cold. It was a funny sensation. It was a funny feeling, actually, making that call. Because I thought about it for a bit. I tread water for a bit and I thought, well, is this what I really want to do?
How was it, Danny?
Yeah, fun. That was good. Had a really nice wind pushing in the last bit, and yeah, the guys in the kayak were super, getting me through. So lots of fun.
I think that was successful. Danny completed it. That's why we have 2 people, so we get a success. I just feel so rough.
I feel like really super chuffed for Danny to have completed Windermere. I feel really super sad for Tom that he had a bad start to it and has had to abort.
I hope we don't have to drive it.
It was the happiness at my own personal achievement, for sure, tempered by sadness for my friend, accompanied by guilt for feeling happy with my achievement, because Tom wasn't able to have the same feeling. Like the fact that I swam the last lake and Tom didn't quite get to the end doesn't subtract at all from the crew achievement. Everyone did everything perfectly.
It's not necessarily all about individuals completing things. And in this case, it was very much about the team. And in this case, it was very much about the support team and the 2 swimmers. And if we can get through the challenge safely as a team, then that's a success. And I feel as though it was all a great success.
Snap. Blooper reel. What's the weather like?
Westminster. We're
We
talking
made-
about Tom.
About Tom?
He's already spoken about Tom.
I've done him.
Oh, have
I've done him, yeah.
Here in Keswick.
But on the other hand,
Keswick. Oh, goodness sake.
Call yourself local.
No, yeah, it's Cambrian slang.
When you've learned how to say Keswick, you can come back again.
Autumn winter 2019.
I mean, this
It's
is
big.
fashion.
You know what's big? This is fashion.
This is fashion with a capital F.
Fashion. It's a loop.
Yeah. Oh, you can watch me roll down the hill whilst I fail to use my handbrake. I'm like, oh. I nearly crashed into Mum's car yesterday.